This is part 3 and the final part to this first set of tutorials. Here I want to talk a little bit about the line tool and actually how you start to join and sort of clean up lines. What you're looking at is, again, this one version of my face drawing. And of course I've got these outline strokes that I've talked about in the previous tutorial. And I've brought those in from another duplicate file of this drawing. But I want to show you how you go about actually starting to join these lines, because it is a little tricky, and the line tool is going to require you, especially if you're not familiar with Illustrator, to practice. So to join these two lines, I think I've mentioned this in the first tutorial, but we'll start from the basic again. We want to have a look at these two lines here. So if I take my black arrow, my black selection arrow, you can see here, if I hold down the shift key while I select, both will be selected. So I'm going to hold down the shift key. First of all, I'll click on this one, and then I'll click on this one holding down the shift key, and I can just drag and both are selected. Now what I want to do is, with both of these lines, I actually only want to select these points. You see this line is made up of 2 points, this line is made up of 2 points, and I only want to select these 2 points. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cursor, my white arrow, select what is called the direct selection tool, and I'm going to start here at the corner and I'm going to drag up, and then I'm just going to select over these two areas here. You see this is white and this is white. That's how you get these two points selected. And then I'm going to go join and path, under path, which is join, and again the shortcut is Command J. Let's do that again here. Let's have a look at this line here and see how this line is made. So this is a curved line, and of course this is a straight line. So what I'm going to do, another way that you can pick those points is by selecting, by picking close to the area where you know that point is. You can see that that's solid, that's still white. And then what you can do is you can hold down the shift key and select here on the line, and none of those are solid yet, which is good. So then by holding down the shift key, you're still holding down the shift key, you can then select that point. Now both of these are ready to then join. I'll use the shortcut on my keyboard, which is Command J, and that will then join that. So that's another way of joining those. Let me show you something else that gets kind of tricky. So we can just very quickly come in here, and using our shortcut tool, I can come in very quickly and then start to join these together. Command J. Again, I'm selecting these two, Command J, and so forth. Let me show you something that gets a little tricky. So here we've got some things that are forming a line into our ear. If I zoom out, you'll see that this is forming part of the ear, and in fact I want this line to be continuous. So I have to cut the line here and then rejoin the line, and so this is a little tricky. So first of all, I'm going to deselect by just selecting onto the white space, which deselects, and I'm going to select that line, and you can see that it continues here. So what I want to do is I want to cut that line, go to my eraser tool and hold that down. You'll see my scissors. I'm going to cut right on the dot on that point there, and that then cuts it from that line. So what I will then do is select that to see what that line looks like. And if I want to, I can, even to make that easier, I can create a new layer, and then I can just drag that dot up, which then puts that line on a new layer, and then I can hide that, that can help me, or I can lock it, one of the two. So I can leave it and I can lock it, and then what I can then do is go back to joining. So I've got my line here, I've got my line here, and then what I can do is select the two, and you'll see here that there's a little bit more left here, it looks like. Oh, actually what we can do is select there, and I don't know if that's going to cause a problem, but let's just wait and see. So what I'll do is I'll select those two areas, and then I'm going to do my shortcut Command J, and in fact there's no problem there, and those connect there just fine. And then I drag there and Command J, and that brings that together. So then you can see there that I have that starting to be continuous, and again that line is there. If I want to bring that line back into my other layer, I can just drag that back in now, and now that's back on the same layer. Again, holding down the shift key, left button, I'm moving down. I'm seeing if there's anything not connected, and I'm going to drag there, Command J, and same here. I'm going to look to see what's going on with this line and this line, so you see that these things are joined together. Now you'll see here that actually you want this line to kind of join here, but the only point is here and point is here. So what you want to do is you want to create, let's have a look at that line again. That's there, so you want to create a new point here on this line. So what you'll do is you'll come up to the pen tool, and if you click on that, hold down, if you right, excuse me, I'm sorry, hit escape sometimes, black. Oh, I did something here, so I'm going to go Command Z. I don't know why I did that. So I'm going to come over here and see this little arrow. This indicates that there's more tools here. And what am I doing wrong here? I need to look at these other tools. Yeah, so just by holding down the left key, I see all these other tools. So what I want to do is I want to add an anchor point tool. And I want to, first of all, I want to select this line. And then I want to use the add anchor point line. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this, and then I'm just going to come here and add a line there. Add a point there. When I add a point there, then I'm going to come to my scissors, and then I'm going to cut on that point. I'm just going to put the scissor tool right over that. Oh, and I get this error, and I've got to be careful because I've got to bring that tool right in there. Now, if I want to, I could zoom in really close so I can see this a lot better. Sometimes zooming in really helps. So you'll see now that this is on a separate line. It's been cut, and just maybe to help myself, I'll bring that into a new layer like that, and I will turn that off. So now I can see my two lines, and then I want to go to my direct selection tool, select there, and then I go Command J, which then brings that together. I can bring back my other line, I can select that line, and then I can just drag that back down. And so I'll just continue doing that throughout this entire outline, and Command J, and I'll continue to make my outline around that. Again, I would do this in a duplicate file, so you're not using the as you manipulate the lines, you're not doing that from the original drawing, but you're doing it from a copy. As I saw in the tutorial, then once you get the complete outline drawing, you can then copy that and then paste that in place into another drawing. That concludes this tutorial on using the line tool. We'll discuss the line tool more in next week's class. Thank you.